Hey babe, today we're getting into common design mistakes, part 2. I don't know why I did that. Welcome back. If you're new here, I'm Christina DiStefano. Thank you all for joining me today. So we are, I can't even talk, I'm so excited. We are jumping into the second edition of design mistakes, and we're going in order from the least offensive to, in my opinion, the most offensive, or the worst thing I think you could possibly do in your home when it comes to interior design mistakes. And I want you to share with me if you agree or don't agree in the comments, because I really like to read everything that you all say, especially when it comes to design mistakes. These are my top 10 going from, well, we've already established that. So these are my top 10. Let's jump in. If it's possible, I would say avoid pushing furniture against the wall. Now, we've established this before with some of these smaller living room spaces, but I think this is probably the least offensive to me because we could be challenged by our room's layout. But I would say just defaulting to pushing your sofa against the wall is a mistake. And that is a design mistake that I would like to see more people embracing, sort of conversation zones where you've got the sofa off the wall, okay? And you've got seating that's warm and welcoming and cozy, and it invites people to gather and have conversation. When you just push a couch or a sofa up against the wall, you can kind of create weird gaps and spaces. So there's it disrupts the flow of the living room. Now, keep in mind, and I am aware that not everybody has the luxury of being able to pull their sofa off the wall. So I 100% get that. And that's why this is number 10 on my list of things that you should not do, or design mistakes that you should not do on your home. So I realize there are limitations there. Number 9 is avoiding greenery in the home. And this is coming from a person who has no greenery in her home right now. But the only reason why is because we have all of it outside right now, because it gets the best light outside. And this is kind of a thriving season for all of our indoor plants to just be outside in the screen and patio. But normally we would have plants inside of our home. So I would say in general, all year long, neglecting greenery. Plants can really add life. They can inject color. They're a change in texture. They just really add a lot of personality to a space. And they're a living thing that improves the air quality in your home. So consider adding some greenery into your home. I would say I would never, myself personally, put faux plants, period. I experienced that back in the 90s with all the faux ivy and stuff like that, and I'm just not here for it anymore. I'm done with that. But instead, if you don't have a green thumb, then I would suggest maybe opting for cut branches or cool sticks, things like that, or maybe an easy to take care of plant like an aloe or cacti, because those don't require a lot of water. Those are much easier to take care of. There are also philodendrons are an easy plant to take care of that pretty much anyone can take care of. Number 8 is being afraid of color. And again, I am a person who I love and fully embrace color. I'm more of a muted colors kind of person. We don't have a lot of color. This is just kind of where I am in my life. What works for me, I have a highly stressful day, work week. And so when I come home, especially to our home in the country, I like a toned down neutral vibe with mostly creams and blacks. However, avoiding color, period, not having any color at all in your home, I think could be a design mistake. I'm sure that if you were to come into my home, you would see some color. I have other types of colors in here, but they're all very muted. So not embracing any color in your home, is that a design mistake? I don't really know how much I think that's a mistake, because I think color is very subjective. We all respond and react to color in different ways. And it all really comes down to your living situation and what you need from home. And so color may not be what you need. Maybe what you want is something toned down and peaceful, something that is more serene. Neutrals tend to kind of lean into the serene category and kind of maybe like a little more zen and just kind of relax. So I don't think that is necessarily a design mistake if you're avoiding color, although a pop of color here and there could be really nice. I think this kind of goes back to the one I had before with the plants, avoiding plants in your home. When it's not summertime and we have the plants indoor, we have a lot of green. So there's our pop of color. Design mistake number 7, mismatch furniture legs. Okay, so I do think this is a design mistake because there are different types of furniture legs that kind of translate or carry an energy of something else. So for example, a mid-century modern furniture leg is going to look very different than say like a traditional furniture leg or something that's more like industrial. So you're going to want to match your furniture legs, like visible furniture legs, with other furniture legs or furniture legs that complement the other. Now, like say for example, if you have a very modern minimalist leg, you'll want to kind of carry that same theme. And I would go one step further and say, you should not have all legged furniture in a space. Like everything shouldn't be like a sofa with visible legs, side chairs with visible legs, coffee table with legs, side table with legs. Too many legs going on. You need to balance that out. So balance some legged furniture with some solid pieces of furniture that either have a slip cover or a skirt at the bottom, or just come all the way down and a little more like heavier, dense pieces. So it's a combination of light and sort of airy legged furniture with heavier, dense furniture. And that is how you're going to achieve like a more design look and less of a, I don't know, playing it safe kind of look. When your things are too matchy or too different, that they just don't work together, there's no cohesiveness, then that's when you get a look that's a little more hodgepodge and less like designed. Is this a big deal? Well, yeah, I actually think this is an important thing to pay attention to. What I would do that just makes it easier is to go, as I said, go for some pieces without visible legs, with pieces with visible legs. Just makes it easier to pull this look off, rather than worrying about matching different time periods and legs together. It just gets a little complex and you could waste money. So I would say opt for pieces with legs, with pieces without legs. That's easy. I think we're on 5. I don't know why I do these numbered lists because I always forget. But the next one up would be forgetting about storage. Storage is really important. And I feel like I see this a lot with people who are minimalist in their style. You can't forget about storage when you're a minimalist. You still have to either find multi-purpose furniture that has built-in storage, or you need to opt for some kind of cabinet that has storage, that has drawers and doors that you can like put things in containers and tuck them away, store them away, so you have that nice, clean, calm, minimal look. But without a doubt, you need to make sure that you are paying attention to storage, paying attention to, do I need more storage? How can I add more storage? How can I make this storage work with my design and look like it's intentional, look like it's a piece and a part of this conversation, of this design? Ignoring scale and proportion. So choosing the wrong size furniture for a space can really throw it off. So you really need to make sure that you're measuring your pieces, make sure that you have enough buffer area around each piece, make sure that you're able to walk around each piece and you have like a stream or sort of flow, like traffic flow and accessibility in a space. So making sure to pay attention to proportion and scale. That actually leads me to the next one, is choosing the wrong sofa. So in a living room, your sofa is a focal point, or it is a point of visual interest. So you need to make sure that you're choosing a sofa that works well with your space. That, when we talk about in other videos about choosing like the 3 adjectives or adjectives that describe your space. So for example, mine is well-traveled, artistic, and rustic, and modern. So I have 4. So those adjectives describe my space. So I'm going to look for a sofa that fits within those adjectives. So for example, our sofa at the house, it is a large, long, white Belgian linen sofa. Clean, minimal design. It's classic. It won't go out of style. It's not trendy, but it checks all those boxes when it comes to what kind of sofa would support those adjectives in my space. I kind of had a tie with the next two, but I'm gonna say poor lighting would be the next one. If you have a very bright or just too green or too blue colored light, or the temperature of the light is too cool in a space, it can feel very cold and very that's not a very warm and welcoming feeling for your home. So poor lighting in that sense, but also not enough lighting, not lighting your room up well enough, like all the corners, just ignoring or neglecting light in a space, and a variety of types of light in a space. Ideally, you want to bring in light into all four corners of a room and not just rely on overhead lights. You can utilize things like sconces, floor lamps. If you're a reader, you definitely want a reading light, but there's a light for every personality. There's so many variants of lights and lamps. You should really embrace this and have fun with it. Stay tuned, because next week's video is a kiss video where we are going to talk all about keeping it simple, sweetheart, lighting solutions in your home. So we will go through all of that, but that's a plug for next week. So stick to the subject, Christina, design mistakes. All right. So lighting, ignoring lighting, design mistake that you need to pay attention to. Very important. That brings me to not adding personal touches to your room or to your home. This is not a showroom. I think there was this weird trend for a little while. Actually, it's been a while, of these just kind of just very basic, very, ordinary. I mean, they might be beautifully designed spaces, but they lack all personality. They just look like something that you live in, like a hotel. I just don't think that is great for home design. That's great for a hotel. That's great for a model residence when you're selling condos or selling homes or staging a home, but it's not great for your personal space. Granted, we don't want to fill a space with clutter or things like that. And I go back to focusing on storage and making sure you're utilizing beautiful storage in your space. But that being said, it's where are your pictures? Where are your travel mementos? Where are your cool pieces of art, or the art that you make in your home? Where is your art collection? Where are all these personal touches that make the space uniquely yours? Don't forget about that, because you are the secret sauce in your home. And that to me is a very big design mistake. That was would this be number one? But this wasn't number one. So now this is number two. So now I remember my numbers now. This was number two. Number two was just avoiding having personal items in your home, or forgetting to have personal items in your home. That leads me to number one. Hey babes, just wanted to take a quick break from the video before we get to number one and let you all know that I do have some art prints available for sale. These are museum quality prints. They are comprised of photographs of my large scale paintings, digitally collaged, then printed on archival museum quality paper. These are really actually quite stunning in person, and I'm very proud of this body of work. Thank you to everyone that has already purchased. I hope that you all truly enjoy these prints and that you will cherish them for a lifetime. Now let's get back to the video. The biggest design mistake that I think you can make is following trends too closely. Now, trends can be fun, and picking little bits and pieces, that you can kind of work into your home. Absolutely, that's fun. That keeps something fresh, that keeps something feeling new. But when you're following trends and chasing the trends all the time, that is number one, not good for our environment and not good for your wallet. You waste money on chasing things around, and also you're just over consuming. So I think number one, following the trends too closely really connects well with avoiding or forgetting to add your personal objects to your home. But following trends too closely is just you're in constant change. and your home is constantly changing. So where is the feeling of familiarity? Where is the feeling of comfort? Where is the feeling of home? Where is the feeling of planting roots somewhere? I mean, bloom where you were planted too, because you may be in an apartment or something that is your temporary home. That's not your forever home, but that's okay. Bloom where you are planted and create a space that feels authentically you. Forget about the trends or forget about chasing trends and go more for picking out little bits and pieces that maybe kind of like make your heart sing and get you excited. Absolutely. Why not? Life is too short to not do things like that. But I also think that life is too short to always be chasing trends around and not enjoy your home as it is. You know, there are actually a lot of studies, and I'm going to do a video about this on the psychology of trends and actually how trends can be good and bad to follow, like in your home decor. But that's again for another video in the future. But number one mistake that you can make in your home is just following trends too much, chasing the trends. I just think that we need to create spaces that are reflective of us, that are authentic to who we are, and feel like home. I feel like that's so essential and so nourishing to our souls. Don't forget what I said. When you nourish your home, when you nourish your home will nourish you back. Or nurture your home will nurture you back. I can't even remember what I always say. And on that note, sending you so much love from New York. Mwah.